What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to take you guys through a full dynamic warm-up. Obviously, as you should know by now, warming up is very important. No matter what sport activity you're going to do, whether that's lifting, sprinting, jumping, everyone has different ideas on how to properly warm up. So I always write in my programs a little bit of time to do what you like to do, but this one will be in all of my Train Heroic programs going forward. So if you would like actual training to go along with this warm-up, feel free to look at the link down below. All right, but in this video, all we're going to do is go over some movement prep, some stretching, mobility, and then obviously getting the heart rate up. I've talked in videos prior about the ramp method and how to raise the heart rate, activate key muscle groups, mobilize, potentiate, and then get some skill development. Here in this one, I'm going to take you step by step of exactly what I like to do, what feels good for me, and what I do before every session. A real quick tip for warming up: don't spend too long. All right, a lot of people are strapped for time, and a lot of people really only have an hour, sometimes 45 minutes to work out. And in order to get the adaptation that you want, to actually get bigger, faster, and stronger, you'll be much better off doing the things that actually help with that than preparing for it and warming up and staying on the foam roller for hours upon end. All right, so let's start off. I'm gonna cut the camera and we'll get going. All right, so starting off, what I always start with is ground-based activities, and then I slowly move up to standing. So what I always like to do before I get going is cat-cows. Here we're going to do 8 to 10 reps. The goal is spinal segmentation. All right, so you're trying to feel your low back all the way through your mid-back, upper back, and then finish with your head as you're looking up. All right, we're going full flexion as much as we can. Pull the belly button forward, tuck your tail in underneath, hold for a second, and then go the opposite way and look up. Here is kind of like a quadruped, all fours, Jefferson curl, where we're taking our spine, going step by step, all the way up, and then all the way down. That's flexion and extension. All right, I'm big on spinal mobility and just getting the spine to move, because a lot of people just sit all day. They don't really move at all. They don't walk. Like, the average step count in America is probably less than 3,000, which is absurd to me that people just don't go outside and enjoy the fresh air, as I'm inside a facility not getting fresh air at all, but whatever. So being able to get your spine to move is really good just for overall health benefits and to feel good. The same thing that I'm going to do now is go into that child's pose position. I really like to thread the needle. You can do this one of two ways. All right, so first, cat-cow, 8 to 10, thread the needle. We're going to reach and rotate all the way through one side. If you hear some back cracking, it's perfectly fine. I'm sure you might hear it on this one as well. And then all we're doing is trying to rotate a little bit further each time, if you can. And then what you can do as well is also add in a little bit of open the book here, where I thread the needle, I open the book, thread the needle, open the book. You kind of get the idea. If we're just trying to get some type of rotation back and forth, side to side, with our mid-back and with our head as well as we're turning into it. All right, what I like to go from there is, like I said, start on the ground and we slowly work our way up. I go into this hybrid yoga position. I honestly don't know what to call it, and if you have a name for it, feel free to drop it below in the comments or write it in the app or whatever. So I don't really know what to call this one, but I like it a lot. Is we're in a push-up position and we're going to reach our hips back. So some people call this a downward dog, correct? I would also call this a downward dog. All right, and then we're going to drop our hips forward into this cobra position, where we get a good stretch through our upper body, through our low back as well. But then I go into a spider lunge, where I drop and I rotate again. All right, and then I do the other side, drop, rotate again. So that's one. I typically do about 5 to 10 reps of that, depending on how stiff I am. So just a little bit in review is a downward dog. Here, what you can also do is go a opposite toe tap, is where I'm reaching across my body to get a little bit more hamstring stretch. You're also getting good scapular upward rotation. That's just a fancy word of getting your arms over your head. And then you're going to drop your hips down again, cobra. Something that I also like to do is look behind and try to look at my opposite foot. So if I'm turning my head all the way to the right, I want to see if I can try to find my left foot. And then same thing, if I turn my head all the way to the left, I want to try to find my right foot. And then same thing, spider lunge, reach, rotate, flip, reach, rotate, and then we're good from there. So that's What I like to do of going from the ground up so far is going cat-cow, thread the needle, and then that combo of a bunch of different drills. It's almost like the world's greatest stretch. So we have a yoga flow. We have downward dog, cobra. You can do some head turns for some cervical rotation and get the neck warmed up as well. Some calf stretch if you want to pedal your feet back and forth in that downward dog. And then the spider lunge, obviously getting some deep adductor work, some more mid-back rotation, and then just making sure the legs are a little bit warmed up as well. Something that you can also do, depending on the day that you're doing, but for lower body, I do these as well. This is called a quadruped adductor rock back. The very fancy word for just getting on one knee and then sticking your leg out. This one, go really slow. Most people are really tight in that groin area and in that inner leg. So if you slowly go up and then back, you feel a great stretch inside that inside part of the leg. And definitely go slow. Don't try to go too fast just yet. And that's how I would go from the ground. And then something else that you can also do is put one knee up and then kind of just sink, not so much rotate, but kind of just sink and lunge into this position as well. Where you're opening up the hip, get a little front view, open up the hip, and then slide into the leg. I apologize for my really white legs. I don't tan easily. I get very pasty. And then so that's from the ground up. Now I'll show you some standing ones, and then we're gonna get into some actual movement that I think helps a lot of people just get the heart rate up a little bit better before they go into some jumps or some sprints. All right, now we're standing up. Now we're gonna get a little bit of some dynamic movement in. So what I like to do is something called a lunge exploration. I'm gonna do this stationary. It's different because I have this whole length of the turf. You're not gonna really be able to see me when I do it. But lunge exploration, you could put time on the clock. I personally would go for yardage, so about 20 yards, of where I just lunge forward, reach up overhead, lunge backwards, reach up overhead, lunge to the side, and then repeat. All right, so forwards, backwards, both legs, sideways, sideways. Add in twists, add in reaches, add in straight up to the side, diagonal, anything that gets the full body moving. And that's pretty much what I would do standing for just any type of lunge exploration. Here I also like to do standing after the lunges, some hinge work. This challenges the balance and stability a little bit. Some single leg RDLs to warm up. I will have this all written out in the description as well. So feel free to just watch these movements to make sure you know what the hell you're doing, which is definitely the hardest part for a lot of people. But here, as you see, I'm just staying nice and controlled, getting a hamstring stretch in a little bit, and then I'm good to go. A couple reps of that. If you need more than one set, feel free to go. Like I said before, I like to do warm-ups that are very person dependent of like what you like to do. So if there's things that I do that you don't really like to do, or there's things that you like to do that you see it, but I only tell you to do 10 reps, but you want to do 12 to 15, by all means go for it. All right, it's completely up to you on how we get our body moving and feeling before we get into our training session. Just like I said before, don't take too long, all right? Try to get in this quick, don't rush through it, but if you're intentional with every movement that you do and you're not going through the motions, you're not gonna need that much time, because honestly, what I've been doing right now, making sure I can show you guys, I'm a little loose right now. So let's go into some dynamic movements, and we'll go through it from there. All right, with our dynamic movement prep, here we're trying to get the body loose, all right? So what I like to do is any type of skip variation that really feels good for me. So 8 skips forward, all right, opposite arm, opposite leg, driving the knee up. Whatever we do forwards, I do backwards. Gets a little bit more proprioceptive work. I'm really firing up the hip flexors every time I do that. And then same thing, forwards, backwards. We're gonna go sideways as well with it. Just skipping. Make sure we're going opposite arm, opposite leg. Try not to cross your feet. It's a good brain warm up as well. If you've watched my other video on how to properly warm up, you'll see that it's not just about getting the body warm. It's also about getting the brain involved. So anything that challenges opposite arm, opposite leg movement, anything that makes you have to think a little bit as you're also increasing your heart rate is going to get you really ready to perform at your highest level. A funny one that you might have seen on my Instagram is called the in, out Buttkicks. I honestly don't have a name for it. This is another one you can help me name too. But it's a butt kick that I'm sure everyone is familiar with, but it's same arm, same foot, inside, outside, outside. But this is really good at warming up not only our brain, but you're getting a lot of quad when you kick back, and you're also opening up the hips as you go forward. I got this from the boxing gym right by my house, so that was really good that I went there for a couple times, and I stole their warm-up straight from them. All right, but it's back, and then here. Inside, outside, outside. So a little goofy. It looks weird. That's the whole point, a lot of this stuff too, is things that you're gonna feel uncomfortable with. Give your brain a little bit more inhibition. You're kind of not gonna be like, I really don't wanna do it. But then once you do it, you're gonna feel good. It's like eating vegetables, it's like taking a cold shower. Stuff that you know you don't really like to do, but then when you get done with it, you're like, I feel all right. Try to do movements like that in your warm-up that stimulate that type of response with your brain. All right, and then classic shuffles side to side, staying low, athletic position, shuffle back. What you can do is also flip your hips every 2 shuffles, back and forth. Carioca you can do as well, cross behind, cross in front. Same thing on the way back. Back pedals, high knees, anything to get you loose, and then some warm-up sprints before you get into your actual work. I write the dynamic warm-up in my workouts right at the start, and I put it for time. All right, I put 10 minutes, usually. All right, so if you need a little bit more, like I said before, go for it. The stretching, I wouldn't take too long to do. The stretching is primarily just to get your body feeling a little bit good. It's a little, grease the grooves a little bit, so I could say. And then that's where you wanna go into the dynamic pretty quick, all right? You wanna get the movement as much as possible. All right, for me, I like the stretching for about 5 minutes, and that routine that I do almost every single time, whether it's upper body or lower body. And then what I really try to prioritize is that movement. All right, so the skips, the shuffles, the karaokes, the light sprinting, bounds, stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into like sprint specific prep. This is just 100% for working out and getting into the weight room. If you don't have areas to do all this movement stuff, 5 to 10 minutes on some type of cardio modality does great as well. It's like a stationary bike, walking on the treadmill. I really like the air bike, all right, so you can get arms and your feet as well. And it's kind of a full body warm up where you're getting a little bit of rib cage movement, so you're getting that side to side. If you have access to that, that could help tremendously with getting your heart rate up and able to go into your session. All right. That's pretty much what I have to give you guys for a warm-up. Just in review, all right, we're gonna go from the ground up of how we start. I always like to start on the ground just to give your body a little bit of time to wake up. Cat-cow, spinal segmentation, all right, thread the needles, open the book, spinal rotation, thoracic rotation and extension. Then we go into our yoga flow, spider lunge series of downward dog, cobra, spider lunge, rotate, and then we get standing up. We go our lunge exploration, all right, reverse lunges, forward lunges, side lunges, 3 to 5 reps of all of them, all right, just to give you a little bit of a guideline of what you want to do. And then go into some hamstring work of single leg RDLs, get the hamstrings and the calves a little bit loose before we go into our dynamic like you saw that I just did. Skips, forwards, backwards, sideways, a fun butt kick combo challenge that I like to give people. Shuffles, every 2 shuffles flip, karaoke there and back, high knees, and then anything else that you might want to do. And then I would always like to finish off with some type of acceleration starts. So on your stomach, half kneel, any type of sprinting, all right, that you could think of that you would want to get going. And again, if you don't want to do any of that, getting your heart rate to about 70% of your maximum on any type of cardio equipment, and then doing the weight and doing the exercise that you have set for the day for a couple warm-up sets should also work as well. All right, I know a lot of people are different. I know a lot of people have different ways to warm up and to train. That's how I like to do it. If you have any questions, please put them down at the bottom. And if this helped, please be sure to like and subscribe and follow for more. I'll be trying to do these videos definitely once a week, sometimes twice a week if I'm feeling really ambitious. All right, but I'm all for hearing suggestions and getting some advice from you guys as well, because obviously I'm very new to this YouTube game. And then down below, I also have the link to my Team Hitman that I've been talking about on my Instagram. That's just a group of, it's all dudes, all right, in complete honesty, it's all guys. But that is a group of guys right now that are training 5 times a week, where I offer programming. We do an upper-lower split. We do our dynamic warm-up that you just saw right now. And then we go through our weekly training as that. And if any questions arise, they get brought up in the channel on the app Train Heroic, and we talk through it. And then I'd be sure to make sure there's videos for every exercise so there's no questions. Click the link down below if you're interested in that. It is a free 7-day trial to start off. And if you enjoy it, it's $25 per month after that. Don't worry if you cancel. I don't really care. But I do care if you get good, high-quality training, and that's what I aim to provide. Thanks again for watching. Hitman out.